Good evening. So, where am I? Well, I'm still working on the game plan. Here's the thing about the game plans. Originally, I was thinking wrong. I have to, I have to just be flat out honest about it. I was just kind of going the wrong direction, I think. Um, I've decided that I was going to try to do game plans as one to one kind of setup. And what that means is I could have a user has a game plan and you adjust your game plan accordingly. But I'm trying to develop this game with open-ended options. In other words, I may not have people may not have the immediate ability to have multiple teams, but they need to have the ability eventually. So in other words, I may build that in as an eventual functionality. The idea is that that might be something that you can purchase or add on, buy a second team, a third team, whatever. So you can play more often or more frequently. Um, Maybe you could have it set up where you have games that can run every day. Because I actually have I want to have game limits or run limits because I want to be able to have processing time. I want if you're in a league with other people, I want them to have time to do their stuff. So you can't like just speed through it. You may even want to do something like maybe you can go a little bit faster if you play a solo league where you're the only human in the league, in which case you can run a little faster because you can just do your stuff and the games will run. They still run. The games are still going to run at the speed they run, though. I haven't decided what that is. They got to look good and run smooth, but I haven't decided to what extent I'm going to let those simulate. Um, Ideally, there'd be kind of thing that you can just like AFK it if you really have to. You can say simulate game, but it's not going to be one of those, bam, game's done. You can just play another game. But that's why you could have multiple teams. You could simulate a game and then go fiddle with another team and do stuff that the other team can do, and then maybe launch that game and then fiddle with another team. And you can have multiple games going if you want to buy ultimate leagues or multiple teams, and your collection cards will be centralized. So all the players and cards. Hey Priya, how you doing? Glad to see you, man. You were here right when I start today, so welcome. Glad you could join me. I was just kind of talking about how I'm mapping out how teams can be created. Hey, well, they welcome you. Hi to you. Um, so if you have multiple teams, you can play a little faster, a little quicker. Solo league might be able to run a little quicker, but again, I want the games to kind of have a life of their own. So like when you run a game, you're actually running a game, and you're going to get notifications if you turn it on. It'll say, "Hey, such has happened, big play, score, and your team did this," and you're going to get stuff that gives you feedback from the game, and that's kind of what I want. More than the ability to say hit sim, game over. This is what happened. That's not fun. I don't like it. I don't like it when I hit sim. I think games that are like that, people want to do that. There's plenty of football managers out there that'll let you do that. I want my games to mean more in the game. So I'm going to give you lots to do to build up and work up and see your team build, get better. That's my goals, to build a lot of stuff in there that you get to have an effect. But at the same time, the actual play might have some stuff I may allow to go a little quicker, a little bit more at a faster pace, but not to the extent of click button, simulate, done, go to the next game. You simulate a week's games. There'll be several games going on. I want to be able to do things like set up notifications that you can say, let me know how my division rivals are doing. Let me know, you could ask for any kind of notifications you want, or none. You don't have to have any notifications, but I think having at least a couple would be cool. Like if you simulate your game, you'd be like, kind of like if you follow a team, if you're a Broncos fan like me, and I have it set up on some alerts that whenever the Broncos are playing, I'll get like, the Broncos take the lead 7-0 and on a big play, and you can And then the notification will click and take you to the game, to your open up the game for you and open up the sim right where it's currently running. So it's like whatever the current state of the game is, it'll pop it up on the screen and you can watch some plays. And I haven't figured out yet how I'm going to do instant replays, but I think it's possible to have instant replays. I do think it's possible. Maybe not slow motion because I don't know if I'm gonna do slow motion. I mean, that's probably not even the hard part. But since I store every play in the game on a, everything's going to be stored. It's going to have history, so you could literally replay a game, replay a highlighted play or something. But that's the whole of the plan. But anyway, so right now I'm working on game plans and the whole thing about having multiple teams. Now I have to actually assign my game plan to a team by default, and that's what I was about to kind of work on a little bit here. Because right now my game plans they were being assigned to a user, which doesn't make that much sense because that leaves it unattached. And I want it to be attached to something. It's got to be attached to a team, a coach, or in the case that I'm doing, a default. Now I would like to actually build a default thing, but that's really, a default is just going to be one that's set up with a user ID of default, and I'll just work it like it's a regular person, and I'll set it up. But then other games can use it. Use it as though it's the default. So I'm not really going to make anything too fancy about that. But right now I'm just working on a generic one, and I need to have it associated to teams. So I need to create user function to create a team record for the user. Each user, once created, will have a basic team record associated. I need to create a user function. Each user once created will have a basic team record associated. No information in the team record will exist at creation other than the ID. What else? And its associated values, such as the user ID. User ID will not have a team ID in the record. Since users might have more than one team. At some point, I'm gonna have to start putting up dialogues. This is how you do this. This is how you do that. I don't know that I need it now, but I'll probably have to create like some kind of probably even a service of some kind. Gonna sleep with my live stream open. Well, it'll have to lull you to sleep because I'm sure it'll be off by the time you wake up to go to the bathroom in a couple hours. No, I hope I'm off. I should be off by 10 my time. Good night, man. You get some sleep. Um, I'll be going to bed in about an hour and a half myself. So if I'm smart and I don't get stuck, I have been known to let myself get stuck sometimes, where I'll like, gotta keep going, gotta keep going. Depends on what I'm doing and if what I'm really, how close I am to just something I really want to finish. I mean, I'm always close to something I want to finish, but service. All right, let's see. I gotta go back to the service. Create user. There it is. Okay, so I am changing this as I need to create a team record for each user. Yes. So we're going to have email, username, if it's available, create user in the database, create basic team for the user. Yeah, create the team in the database. Yeah, that's fine. And then return user response. Okay. So, looks good. Now we'll go over here. What the heck? Where'd it go? I squished it and then it jumped to the top. What the heck? I don't know what I just did. Oh, there it is. That was weird. Hey, Nintendo. Hey yourself. What is the latest? Oh, did that actually replace my entire... What? What'd you do that for? I don't need the whole thing. I just need the method, man. All right. Testing the implementation. Oh, yeah. You should also add a test. Yeah, I should add a test. Since I am adding tests now, my user account has tests in it. Is that just a... Yep, it's just an import. Good. All right, so now test create user with default team. Very good. Let's go to the service test. How do I say it? User teams? Sure. Create or update team. Create random team. Just drop it in here. Hopefully. Nope. Yep, maybe, kinda, sorta. Oh, we got a bug. Who's bugging out? Alright. We got trouble. We got problems with the mock store. Mock store, not happy. Do I need to declare it in the mock? Didn't actually, having issues with home network space, having issues with mock store online. $154 does this blue smiling. Apparently, Restream doesn't know how to translate your face blue smiling emoji. I've seen you put that up a couple times. It doesn't know what it is. Am I not supposed to put it there? Oh. Oh. Oops, my bad. I didn't put it in the test file. You're right. You're right. I blew that. Let me go put it in the right place. That's not a test file. I don't know why I thought I had that as a test file. Let's put this down here. Yep, that kind of, sort of, maybe kind of, sort of fixed it. Wait, what happened here? Oh yeah, we're fixed. We're fixed. Thanks for calling me out on that there, Claude. Let me know what I'm doing wrong. This is wrong because you're a doofus. You put it in the wrong place, man. It's like, sorry, you just said put it in. You didn't say where. But, I don't know why I thought that said test. You know, there's a U, an S, a T, and an E. I mean, most of the letters of test are like kind of right next to each other. Kinda, sorta. Okay, so now when we go call, when I go get my game plan, I'm gonna need my game plan to use the user ID to get the game ID. So when they go to my game plan, I'm gonna have to take a little bit of a detour. Gameplan.go. So it goes get game plan handler. So client.get game plan. Then we got to have the game plan, which is up here. Get game plan. And we're not going to use associated ID because that's a nonsense thing. Let's go by, no, we're going to go by, we're going to change this whole thing because we're not doing that anymore. We're going to get game plan by ID. So is there more than one by chance? Game plan by. Do I already have a game plan by ID is the question. Nope. I do not. So we're going to get rid of the associated ID because I got rid of associated ID, so that's no longer a thing. Which means I got to go back to the store. And we got to change the declaration. And then I got to go down here. Now this is kind of a lie because what I'm gonna do is this is gonna be game plan ID. Yes, game plan ID. And we're gonna do this. And this. Wait, what did I do? Control C. Okay, game plan ID. Okay, so does this even have that anymore? I thought I got rid of that, but all right. Game plans no longer have an associated ID, but they do have an ID, which I'm going to get that fixed. Cannot use game plan, type structures, game plan. All right, so now I have to go back to my service. And the service is actually going to be get game plan. It's not going to be get game plan by ID. This is actually going to call it, but it's going to be by user ID. And the reason for that is because that's how it's going to come in. And get game plan requests. Because I would normally, well, maybe I could just do it by team ID. Trying to think of the best way to retrieve it. Teams have a unique value. Let's go by team ID. I think that's the way to do it. Not user ID, but team ID. Which could be the associated ID, but I'm going by team ID. All right. Get game plan by retrieving game plan associated with the team ID provided. And so now I need to do a client call to the user account. I need to insert a client call to the user account service. On line 34 to get the game plan ID associated with the team ID included in the get game plan request. That should be fine. I would like to do it by user, but get game plan request doesn't even have, it's just an associated ID, which I really need to stop using. Because if I use user ID, it's just going to be the first team, and I might as well just do it by team. Get game plan by team ID. All right, what is the problem here? Game plan ID. Yeah, I thought I fixed this, but let's go up to the game plan. Create game plan request. Create game plan request. No, it's not create, it's a get game plan request, which is just going to get game plan ID. Oh, it's, yeah, see, I have game plan ID here. Message. game plan request, and it's the ID of game plan. Yeah, so we don't have, those don't exist anymore. Did I not make gen this? Did I might need to make gen this. Oh, huh. Nope, we're all make gen. I have noticed that stuff doesn't update quite right sometimes. Let's go ahead and delete these two just in case. The like the in-memory reference, the IntelliSense, it's not always it's not very good at staying up. Okay, now we're hopefully fixed. All right, so we can close that again. And what do we got? So we said the service is still kind of wonky here. So if I'm going to have this be by game plan ID, I need to get the game plan ID. So I don't have. What are we passing? Am I not passing anything in? How do I do this then? If we go get game plan and I'm not passing anything in, I have the ID, but I don't, did I create an ID? I don't know if it might be a new one, but I don't have a user to associate my plan to. It's got to get connected to a user. So yeah, I'm gonna need a team ID. See, the way I created the game plan functionality that I have, Alexa, turn off Firestorm. It was just meant to be a functional, all it was a game plan, right? Created it in autonomy, meaning it wasn't attached to anything. But now I have to start making it attached, not just to the user, because now I have the option to have the users in a different place and different information. So now I got to take the user that's passed, get the game plan. I wonder if it's weird to have the, I wonder if it'd be weird to have my gateway do that. Have the gateway call the user account to get the team ID to pass into here, or even get the game plan ID. Because I do have the user ID, I'm just not passing it in here. Because it's coming in through the gateway. ID. And that's the game plan's ID. Where are you failing? Oh, you're failing up here. Wait, there's a service, get game plan? What if I just call it get game plan? Because I only have one get game plan. Why do I even have to be by ID? Could just say get game plan. Would I ever want to get it by something else? No, I'm just saying you can get game plan. Why make it difficult? We got to get the game plan, and the way we do that is we have an ID. We just got to make sure we have an ID, and then we're not going to have that. We're just going to say game plan ID. And then I can go back here to the store, which for some reason exists this way. This is a Go thing. Go does some weird things. All right. What did I do? Game plan ID. Okay. Game plan ID. ID. Get game plan by associate. What is that? Get the existing game plan to compare situations. I don't even know. Why do I have two? Oh, this is a call to it. Oh, that's fine. What is your problem, man? Game plan by game plan ID. Undefined. Game plan has no field or method. Game plan ID. What do you mean game plan? Game plan does too. Where is... What is going on? Game plan, which is defined somewhere. It's ID. Right. Warning, game plan update didn't modify any documents with plan ID. Alright. Now what? We got one missing up here. Game plan is a string. And I believe it's Alright, so let's go back to the service. Get game plan. Now I think all this is the game plan ID. And I need to pass that in with it, so do I go get it? Get game plan request. Why do I even need to change this? And why is it having a problem? Rec associated undefined type GitHub has no function or method associated ID. Where are you still saying? Oh, you're not. Can't be a string. Probably can't be primitive. I wonder. Hoop, doop. String. It's just the string. I don't know why it's not working. Why doesn't it want to work? It doesn't like the string that I'm passing in. All right, so I need to make sure that this gets a team ID, which I'm gonna have to probably go through the gateway to get, because I don't know a better way to do this. So we'll have to have the gateway fetch the team ID using the user ID. Gateway image game plan. All right, here we go. And the issue is get game plan handler, which is going to be game plan ID. Game plan ID. And we'll call this game plan ID. And it will be user ID, but we got to use, okay, so what I'm going to have to do here, I need to insert a client call to user account service on line 28 of the user of the gateway to get the game plan ID associated with the team ID game plan ID associated with the first team ID links to the user ID sent in the request. That value then needs to be passed to the get game plan function as game plan ID. I'll get some water. I'll be right back. I will say this, since starting development of this project, I have lost so many days. Time has been just been a blur of time going by as I continue to plug away here. Eek, is this a whole lot of stuff? Kinda. Use the first team's game plan ID. And then we call to get game plan ID. Okay, so that's basically all this has to go in here. That's the big insert. We'll just go plop. I don't know why he changed this to lowercase, but okay. So we're going to pull that out. And I think he actually did create common user clients. Must have. For this to work, you'll need to make the user account client available to this function. You should modify the function signature and how you register routes to pass this client. For this to work, you'll need to make the user account client available to this function. You should modify the function signature and how you register your routes to pass this client. Register game plan routes. Register game plan routes. User ID, game plan, blah. Method get game plan handler, game plan. Basically, we're just adding in more to this, I guess. handler for get requests for Gameplan. You'll also need to update where game is called in your main.go to pass both client instances. Main.go. Oh, okay. Where is this? New client, new client. Yeah, updates. .go. Trying to see here. So, is it here? No, those are the things. So where are we actually making the call? Oh, okay. So it's a game plan route. So we got to go to user account client. But there's probably more to it than that. So we have the user account client. Okay. And that should match that. So we got 6 of those. Yeah, we're good. And then we got to go down here. Gateway. Don't know which one we're looking at there. MGAuth, game plan, and all that stuff exists. User account, simulator, streamer, okay. Auth, yeah, user account, yeah. And then we have this, which is just the 6 of them, which is fine. We got new router mux. User account client. And then we got play. Everybody's good. Except, as of the moment, this guy's still not working right. Where's my game plan? I have a problem with my game plan routes. There's a bugaboo. Get teams by user ID. I'm saying this is undefined a bit. Yep. Does it even exist? Did that and fixed. To register simulator routes function call to only pass simulator client parameters, not to. No, I'm not changing that because I think that actually is still being used, so it's not a problem. I think the simulator one is actually using both clients. So I know it's saying, oh, I should get rid of that because it's trying to be smart, but it's probably going to break something. All right, where's client being called? Client is there. Oh. Okay. I guess maybe it's not supposed to be there. What the heck? Oh. Dude, it is calling too. What the heck are you doing, man? He literally called the same thing twice. Huh. Okay. But we still have an issue here. What's the other issue? User account client. Why is that not passing? Probably because we still have issues here. This guy probably just not saving and compiling nice. What is going on here? Oh, was I supposed to put this up here? Yep. Still have some bugaboos, but hopefully less. Okay. Client. Which client do I want there? Get game plan. Get game plan is the game plan client. All right. Still have one more thing. Game plan. Okay, so then there was just this. So the question is, that exists? Get teams by 30. Get teams by user ID. Oops. At workspace. At workspace? Yeah. Sometimes I apologize. I get kind of quiet in what I'm doing sometimes because I kind of get sucked into what I'm doing because I'm ready to. I've redirected my game plans, and so it'll make them a little bit more. Yeah, it'll just make them more attached to. It'll give them more referenceability. Let's put it that way. Referential ability, referential integrability. It's not referential integrity. It kind of is, I guess, because they all have referentially. It's yeah, maybe it is referential integrity. Get teams by user ID showing undefined. Is that function gRPC handler in the user instance? Let's go look at my user account service. Da-da-da. user account service gRPC. You have get team by name. What did I say? Get team by user ID, I think it is. Get teams by user. Well, yeah, I think it's, if it does exist, yeah, it does exist, but there's not a gRPC handler to get to it. So yeah, we're gonna need to create that. So I got to go to my proto in user accounts. So I asked AI a question I already knew the answer to, but it wasn't because I didn't know the answer. It's because I wanted it to give me the stuff that I don't like. I don't want to type. So it's like, I could type it myself, but then I'm likely to make typos because the first time typed is kind of doomed. So let's just get the AI to write it for me, so there's no typos to worry about. That's the thing, man. When you can eliminate typos as one of the many things that you can run into, that in itself is hours saved. Oh, whatever. Simulator proto team is not defined. What? See. Repeated team. Get team by user ID. Oh, so I need to import. I do. Nope. Wait. Team is not part of. Oh, wait a minute. What am I doing? Oh, I'm not even in the right thing. Man, dude. Stop making your life difficult. What the heck? How'd I end up on the wrong page? That's annoying. I could have swore I was on the right page. What is going on? I do not know what the heck. It's supposed to be in user account, Ken. I don't know why you went to that. I've been working so much on simulator lately, I'm typing into the wrong place. That's a good way to mess up the code. Hey, if you're not having enough problems, just start writing code into the wrong spots. That'll really, you know, that'll up the challenge level just a little bit. You know, just in case you're not feeling challenged enough by the task at hand, you can just go ahead and just start plopping random code into different places that aren't supposed to be taking it. All right, so now I got to go to the gRPC code in my user account. And that's this guy. We'll just throw it down here, I guess. And that's my gRPC handler. And then I gotta go. I don't even have the function? Really? Huh. Get team by user ID in this service. Really? Yeah, I do not. Crazy talk, man. We got the make. Okay, so got things kind of coming together. Update your store interface to be this thing, I guess. Get team by user ID. Go to the store. I'm learning my navigations now. It's like I'm actually it's getting to that point where I'm like, oh yeah, I know where that is. I know where that is too. I already have a get team by user ID. Huh. It just wasn't set up in those other places because that's not what it was being used for. Okay. I should probably write a test. should probably create some unit tests for the new functions. Unless it's covered. I don't know that it's covered because we created a new, like the gRPC one. And I'm just like, hey, let's keep these unit tests going. I have two of my services are now are fully unit tested, or have full unit test coverage. All I think they do. I don't have a tool that tells me my code coverage. I need to find one that can check my code for testing code coverage. Functions. Okay, so it created a lot of good. It creates a lot of test scenarios. So I like that. So we'll go to service test.go. Oh, you know what? I didn't look at user teams. Okay, good. Phew. I really should have put that in there, but get team by user ID. Test for create user with default team. Oh yeah. It is kind of nice to have the tests so I can run them, make sure everything is still working like it's supposed to. And test for user streamer key functionality. Test the reset streamer key. I don't have that? Really? It's just writing some more tests for me, man. All right. I'm gonna have to. This is getting too long, though. I'm gonna have to compartmentalize some of these testing to get teams by user ID endpoint in the gateway. In the gateway? Gateway. Is that the gRPC handler? Get gRPC handler, get team by ID, get teams by user ID. That must be what it's talking about here. Must be. But why does this look weird? I don't want to do it different. The test we gave for the gRPC underscore handler underscore test.go looks like it is set up a bit different from the other tests. Is there a reason for that, or can we rewrite it to use the same structure? Okay, said, I really don't like, I don't like it when it does things different. Just use what already works, dude. Don't start jumping off and doing other weird stuff. Now maybe it'll tell me, oh no, you need to do it this way because blah 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 blah. Then all right, well, what can I do? But if it doesn't need blah 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 blah, I'm just gonna do it the same way. Okay. Oops. Can you try that again? You did not complete the response. It is kind of interesting though, like there are so many ways to do things in code, and AI will do them all. I'm serious. You can be the same AI, ask the same question, and eventually you're going to get a totally different. It'll do the same thing. It'll do the structure, but it'll be like, oh, you're going to be. That's not the same. Why did you do it that way? And if you just let code do it, it'll go, yeah, it'll do this, do one way and one another way and one another way. And you're like, which way is the right? Which way is good? Ideally, the best way is the most consistent. So if you did it in 3 things, then the 4th thing should be the same. It should just. You want to be consistent as much as possible, especially with big applications, especially if you have a, hope for the future of your application. Because if anybody else is ever going to work on this code, I mean, if it's just a little thing you're just tossing together, you're done and move on, but it's not always what the case is. So keep in mind, you're going for clean, reusable, understandable code, and you want to stay on top of that. Ariano, man. Defunded Harvard. Wait, is Harvard even? Wait, which of those? Is Harvard in the U.S.? Which of those Ivy League colleges? One of them's not in the U.S. Which one? I know there's. I can't remember which one it is. There's. Is it Cambridge? Maybe it's Cambridge. Which of the Ivy League colleges is not in the U.S.? Harvard is in Massachusetts? I don't know where Harvard is. I don't know these places, man. Where is Harvard? Oxford. Well, where the heck is Oxford? It's like, that doesn't help me at all. Is Oxford in the U.S.? Oxford. Oh, Oxford. Oh, the country, the college Oxford. So Oxford and Cambridge are not in the U.S. Okay. Here. Now, Harvard University is located in Cambridge. It's just across Charles. Okay, so wait a minute. Wait, Cambridge isn't a college? I thought Cambridge was a college. Okay, I'm confused. All Ivy League colleges in the U.S., so none of them are outside. Yeah, but it's not strictly true. I mean, yeah, it's the snooty colleges. Oxford is like you said. Maybe it's Oxford. Where is Oxford? That's England. I thought Cambridge was a college. Um, I never got a degree. No, I went for a few classes here and there, that kind of thing. But I've never been uh, so motivated or funded so well funded to go to college. So I had to self teach myself how to code, and then I got jobs. It was an interesting road to my coding career. My first job in coding wasn't even supposed to be coding. Uh, I was working on Access in order to get it to start my own business. I was selling computers, and at the time there was there was hundreds of companies. Well, maybe at least 50 some different companies available that were selling computers, fully configured computers. And they would have like even little magazines that would come out that would sell all these computers, and different ones were good and cheap. The various price range was crazy all over the board, from crazy expensive to cheaper. And I knew a fair amount about computers, so I was like, well, I could build these for people. People would just tell me what they want, and I'll go assemble the cheapest one and give them the offer. And so it worked. I was selling some computers, but it was kind of slow. I wasn't great at marketing again, and whatever. I said, well, let's go make some money for a while. I've been working on Access to store my client information and playing with it. So I mentioned that I knew some Access, just basic stuff, and so they said, "Well, we have a data entry job for you to do Access, Microsoft Access." This was back when it was using Access Basic, its own like programming language. It was very close to Visual Basic for applications, and I went in there to the job interview, and they go, "Yeah, we have these documents. I don't even remember what it was. It was for the Ball Corporation, but we have this stuff that needs to be put in a database, and you got 3 weeks to do it, 4 weeks to do it." And I go, all right, whatever. And I said, so what's the database? Well, you're going to need to write the database. We don't actually have the database. We're just going to be using Access. I'm like, huh? They said, can you do that? And I go, yeah, sure. Why not? And the next thing I know, I'm coding in Access Basic this app so I could do these data entry and validations on the stuff that I'm putting in. And I wrote that, took a couple weeks. And as I learned some Access programming. So the next job I went to, after I did the data entry, this was only a few weeks, so I went go get another job. The next job I said, well, I've done some Access programming. And they're like, oh, all right, well, we could use some help on Access. Before I know it, I'm getting really good at Access, and they moved to VBA, and I'm getting the hang of all this VBA programming, and I'm writing pretty good applications. So I want to do VB. So I started looking for a job that just did VB. I said, I know Access or VB for applications. So I just kind of moved up the chain. I went VB, I went Access Basic, VBA, Visual Basic. Then I went from Visual Basic to C Sharp, which was I got hired because I knew Access, and I was a VB programmer, having had experience with Access because I was certified by this point in Access. And I go there. I never programmed in anything until like 5 years later, while I was doing some VB. I did no VB, but I ended up doing C Sharp there. And I just said, well, this is just different syntax. I could probably do it. So I did the other and started working on C Sharp. And then before I spent the next 10 years or 15 years doing C Sharp and SQL and a bunch of other stuff I had never really spent a lot of time in. That was my road to skills. They were all internal. This was before everything started getting hosted on other servers outside. Actually, by the time I left my last company, they had stuff all remote. All of their databases and stuff were remote. It was still internal. It was just hosted on different off-site. They had off-site storage for their data, and then they were starting to move stuff to the cloud, but not the stuff I was working on. They were moving other stuff to the cloud, and they were starting to build cloud apps. But yeah, we were just getting into that stuff when my time there ended. So yeah, I didn't get a chance to spend too much on that stuff. So yeah, my skills got dated on me. It's like, no, I got behind. Anyway, so why don't I have this up anymore? So yeah, that's my story. But I'm self-taught in every programming thing I do. I did take, my company was, allowing us to take classes. And I said, you know what, I'm going to take a VB, was it VB? Or was it C Sharp? I don't know. One of them. I took advanced Visual Basic. I said, I'm going to take this advanced class and see if they have any cool tips, new stuff to learn. And it was like a 1 week, one of those 1 week trainings, what you do. And they just like 8 hours a day for a week. And, I'm terrible. Well, it depends on what I have. It depends on what the question is. I hate I've only done leak code once or twice, and I've never spent a lot of time in it. I know you could actually go in there and practice and just do tests and do things on there all the time. I'm terrible at tests. That's why I don't do good. That's why I probably don't get very many. That's why. Well, I can't say that's why I don't get hired. I'm not even getting calls. So you don't talk to people. You can't even take their leak code test. I like the tests like that, though, that at least say, here, just go do these. When you're done, we'll look at the results. That's low stress. I can, all right, I'll just go in there and do it. And usually I figure it out and I can do it. So I'd probably be okay at leak code. But the one time I had to do it, it was doing something I had never done before. They asked me to write a bunch of microservices like I'm doing now, and write some microservices that do this, this, and this, and just set them up. It's kind of funny because the first one I did, this is an easy one, it only took me like 15 minutes, and I have like an hour and a half to do this last one. There's only 2. I said, this will be easy. I'm cruising. And then it goes, and then it says, write microservices, and I'm like, microservices? It's like I've actually only seen microservices. I hadn't actually ever written one. So I was like scrambling, trying to study and learn and figure out how to do microservices. I had an hour to learn how to do microservices. I did kind of start, but ultimately I didn't get it done. Or I didn't get it done right. Two mediums in 40 minutes. Yeah, that sounds about right. I could believe it. But hey, my thing is, whatever it is, I can figure it out and solve it. And if that's not what people want, then what can I do? It's like, I worked on so many different versions of code and different languages and different projects and different things that my knowledge is spread out to the point where I'm familiar with everything, but I'm not a master of anything. It's like I know, I know what that is, and that is, and that is, and I've seen full apps, and I'm writing. I did a test on this. I've written in this app now over 30,000 lines of code in the 4 months, less than 4 months that I've been working on it. 10 microservices, a front end, and it adds up to about 30,000 lines. It's actually about 50,000 lines of code, but a lot of those are, I took like 20,000 off for just system crap, because it showed a bunch of things. It shows you what the Go code and it breaks it down to what kind of code. And I said, well, that's not really me. I didn't write any of that stuff. So I scratched off a bunch, and it came out to about, I think it's around 30,000, which was about 10 to 15,000 more than I thought I had. Yeah, that's exactly it. And I think those are stupid questions, because how often do you ever have to do that? I mean, what is the frequency that you're working with binary trees or slices or all these all these sub functions and rare things that you just don't do very often. And that's the thing. It's like, I don't know. I have I have, what is it, the coding, I don't know, interviewing coding tests or whatever. It's a book that talks about all of the stuff that like Microsoft, Google, Facebook, all those guys have, and what kind of tests they ask people or give to people. And I'm like, this is stupid stuff. I've only ever had, I mean, in my 20 years of coding, I've never had to do half the stuff in those books, and the other things I did once maybe in that time because I needed it for one instance of a thing. And it's like, that is not, I don't know, that is not a sign of a good coder. That's a sign of a person who went to school and they gave them all kinds of weird, complicated tests. And they're going to go out into the real world and they're going to be like, well, this isn't that. I don't have to do any binary tree garbage. I need to make logical, clean, solid, functional, efficient code. Just, you know, basically I liken a lot of the people who come out of school these days. I've worked with them. Trust me, guys who are smart, guys who came out of school top of their class. They're basically AI. They can come in and you tell them to write something and they'll write it and they don't even know what they wrote. They're just like, yeah, I know the syntax to that. I'll just do this. And then it's like, does it work? I don't know. I don't even know what, I just did what I was told. It's like, okay, so it's like, but what I need you to do is not just code. I need you to solve this problem. I have this thing that needs to be done. I can't tell you how to do it. You got to go figure out how to do it. And that's the thing. That's what most coding is. Most real coding isn't, here's the task, do it. It's, I have this issue or this problem or this thing that needs to be in existence that doesn't exist right now. So you have no model and you need to create it. And that's where they kind of fall down. It's like you have to be able to wrap your mind around the concepts, not just the functional capabilities. Now there's different people who are, I'm not saying that's for everybody. I mean, some people are actually pretty bright. They can figure it out. I mean, I did it, right? I mean, it's anybody, it can be done. But I have just met a lot of really smart guys who came out of school and they didn't really know what they were doing. Maybe they wouldn't, but they were hired because they knew how to take the tests, which is just silly. Oh, did this change my thing? I think it did. Oh, that was what it was. New block store. All right, so it rewrote this. I apologize. Let's function. So what did I do here? Create test, create user with default team. Oh, this is the gRPC one. Oh, did I already put that in? See, I'm getting myself distracted. What time is it? Time is a ticking, ticking, ticking into the future. All right, what is the problem with this? Why are you complaining? Oh, this is a test. Oh, did I do that again? That's not supposed to be here. Neither one of the, oh, wait. Nope, never mind. God, I must be getting tired. My brain is just kind of shutting down. Oh, okay. So I redeclared that. That's not ideal. Which one is the new one? Shoot. I think this one is the old one. Okay. Yeah, we had to dip into it. Such is the way of life. We didn't break it. I mean, we're fine. Just it kind of sucks because we're paying stupid penalties, but whatever. What can we do? Just keep trying, finding and praying, and hopefully God's got some plan that I have not yet figured out yet. It's all about faith. It's going to happen. And of course, I'm going to keep plugging away until it does, because what can I do? Keep looking for work, keep doing my part. That's all you can do. I can sit there and let myself get stressed out about it, but I have found that has no productivity in it whatsoever. Getting stressed out and all worked up and depressed because I haven't been finding work doesn't do anything except make me depressed, stressed out. So I'm going to put it in God's hands, and then I'm going to just keep doing my stuff. Working on my project, working on getting jobs, and if one comes up, great. If not, maybe one day this will pay for something. It'll pay me back for a month's worth of work. I don't know. We will see. All right. I need more followers is what I need. I'm up to, I haven't gotten a new follower on this channel in like 2 months. So nobody likes me, man. It's like nobody even comes. I don't even have people who show up. My views are like 10, 15. I mean, there's just like it's not even being pulled up. I don't know if I have bad tags or titles or what. I kind of thought my titles weren't too bad most of the time. I mean, sometimes they're okay. But I was getting people all the time with my other channel. I mean, I was getting 10 to 15 new people a month for the first 2 months that I did it, and then I split my channel and went to a second. That's not even the one I wanted. And then went to just create a focused channel, and I thought, well, if it's a focused channel, it'll be more, people will be more appreciative of what it is. And alas, that wasn't true. They're like, what is this? I don't know, watching that. The algorithm says, nobody wants to watch this. So the algorithm has deemed me unworthy. Let's see here. 3013138 22. I had 22 on this day. I think I need to put AI into my titles more. Those ones get more hits for some reason. People like me talking about AI. 4 0 10 5 3 0 4 8. It's so bad. So yeah, I don't and I have all of 13. Oh, I'm up to 15. Whoa, where did those two people come from? Yosef Samir and James Higgins. Hey guys, thanks for joining me, man. I don't know when they followed. They must have done it when I wasn't watching. But no, because I spend money on the razors. The razors to shave my head are they're expensive, man. It'd probably be cheaper to let my hair grow. The razors are not cheap. I could use Harry's, I suppose. I've never tried Harry's. You know, that's the ones that are on all the commercials, right? They're supposed to be cheap and good and blah, blah, blah. I go with good old-fashioned Gillette or Schick. Gillette and Schick. And they are like stupid expensive. I don't know why I spend that much money on razors. The fun part is those days when I shave off a chunk of skin on my head. What do you mean, what am I wearing around my neck? My cross? Let's see, Twitch. Let's see, I'm gonna go see what, let's go see what
The thing! Whoa, the thing! What? This allows us to go through the tower spirits.
So most of my recent follows on Twitch are probably people watching my gaming streams. Let's see here. Let's see how my creator dashboard here. Let's see what my analytics say. How many people do I have following me on my Twitch? I don't even know. Six viewers. I am so far from affiliate. It's not even funny. It's funny because I get all. I say it's not funny. Oh, it's funny. But no, I have all these numbers. I have no trouble. Oh, I have 185 followers. Ooh, I'm moving along. People know me. Have 100 viewers at the same time. I've had 65. But my average, this is the one that kills me because this is the one I need for affiliate. I need to get to 3. And I'm averaging 1. 1.17. That's so nobody comes and sticks around. I'm just not entertaining enough. I don't have a cool looking stream. My stream looks boring to people. So they're like, "Yeah, dude. It's just not for me, man. You're not doing stuff that's cool and fancy." So I'm gonna go watch the guy over there who's doing cool and fancy stuff. Whatever. And you're not very good at the games you play. It's like, oh, well, that's a thing. The games I'm good at. Oh yeah. A few. There's been a few who have gone to college. My dad went to college. My sister went to college. My brothers didn't. Let's see who else. Well, my wife went to college. My daughter and my son both went to college. Two of my kids. So yeah, it's pretty common. I'm sure. It's like that would definitely make things interesting, wouldn't it? Okay. Back to task. We're jumping the tracks again. Got to get back on it. All right, let's see if I can get let's see here. I'm going to go to my game plan. Oh, I don't have any tests in the game plan though. That's user account. Got to go to user account. Okay, so user account requires me to go go test dot. I'll just start with that. Hey, we're good. Everything passed. Yay! All right, so my user account passed. Let's go to do a go run. Go run dot. Get user account up and running. Oh, I already have it up and running. Oh, yeah, it's already open. I gotta close this one. Because I changed it. Now we gotta go back to user account over here. We'll go clear. Go run dot. Dude, I'm not a political guy. I don't like to get into the who's or what's. I have opinions, but I keep them to myself. In most things. If something gets me going, if I'm riled up enough, maybe. But that's not one of those things. I think people's idea of I think racism is something that people are looking for, and it doesn't always exist, even though they're trying to find it. It's always about people just want to find reasons for people to be doing something. It's like, we put these things in place to be more secure. Oh, but if you do that one, that's racist. If you do that one, it's racist. If you do that one, it's racist. It's like, no, it was not the intent. Those are just the security measures that just happen to affect some people differently because, yeah, some things are harder to get. It's kind of like people saying you're being, if you put together something that says it costs $50,000 to do something, you're being racist against everybody, all of the blacks or Chicanos or people, because the majority of them or a high percentage of them can't afford $50,000. So you're being racist because a large group of people don't have that much money. It's not racism. Now, it may be pricing people out of the market, but there are plenty of people who are not black or Mexican like myself or Asian or whatever that can't afford it. In fact, what these people say is it might be a large percentage of, but that's because there's less, the percentage of them in the United States is much smaller. Okay, so this is the biggest problem with a lot of the, I said Mexican, I said Hispanic, like myself. I am Hispanic. That's Mexican. So is Spain and Argentinian. That's all Hispanic. But the only thing is, a lot of these things go by percentages of the population of that particular race. So the Caucasian race in the United States is the biggest race. It's like 70% of the United States. It's probably even more than that. It might be like 80%. I don't know, but it's at least 70%, maybe. Either way, it's the grand majority. And everybody else, all the other races, split the rest. Now I think black is next, and then Hispanic, and I don't know, probably goes from there. But I'm guessing at the order. But then when you say 30% of blacks, let's just say the blacks. I don't even know what am I supposed to say that's not, I mean, I'll probably be called racist because I'm using the word black. I don't even know. I always forget which one I'm supposed to use. Colored, I don't know. Maybe that's wrong too. I don't know. Whatever it is. 30% of, let's say they get the 30. Okay, so that'd be 10% of the United States, right? So if they're 30% of 30%, that's 10% of the United States. But it could be something like 15% of Caucasians, and that's still more than the number of blacks. But nobody's going to say it's being racist against whites because, oh, it's only 15% of them, even though it's more of them affected. It could be 15,000 or 15% versus 10% of the actual United States population that's affected negatively by something, but they're Caucasian, so they don't count. Therefore, only it's being racist against blacks because 10% of them, or 10% of the United States is black, and or 10% of the total that's affected is black, and so it's racist, which is stupid. It's stupid. You got more people who are Caucasian affected by it, but people are mad because 10% of people are affected by it that are black or are black. It's what I'm saying. It's dumb math. People don't think about the actual. They're looking at the physical numbers of the population of that race, not at the physical numbers of the population of the United States. And if you actually compared across the board, the percentages of total people in the United States, whites are usually affected just as much, if not more, simply because there are more of them. And it's the same thing when people get mad about how come jobs are 70% Caucasian? Well, it's because 70% of the United States is white. I'm not well, I look white, I suppose, but I'm Hispanic. So I'm in the minority, but I don't expect for us to be 50-50. There's not enough of us Hispanic. I'm not like out there, well, for every 10 jobs, there should be 10 different people. There should be a black woman, a white woman, a Indian woman, Asian woman, and then you got to have Hispanic woman, and then you got to have all the men. So you got, 5 of each and 5 in each, and everything's got to be even across the board because that's how the perfect division is, except five of that 10 only it makes up 20% of the United States. So it's stupid. And you got all these people out there. And it's like, and as far as all the racist people are concerned, all the racist race mongers, whatever you want to call them, the people who are looking for race problems. As far as they're concerned, you can take the white ones out. The Caucasians, they don't care if they even have jobs. It's like, nah, you don't need to be in there. It should be all minorities and women. And white women, maybe, they're white. We'll give them a pass. They can, if there's jobs left, they can have those. The white men don't need jobs because they have privilege. The white men have privilege. They don't need jobs. It's like, yeah, good privilege does you so much good if you're not having a job. So yeah, it's stupid. That's why I don't get into it. See, you're getting me all riled up. That's why I don't talk about it, because it's dumb. Country's dumb. Everybody's just looking for something to complain about. And I don't want any part of it. Stop. I complain about the complaining. That's my complaint. Okay, what time is it? See, it's already 9:50. I'm not even getting this done. All right, so let's see if this works. I'm going to go... What did I need? Okay, so I got the user account in there. I got the team ID in there. I only need the user to do that. So when I load, all right, so when I get the user, do I need to return anything back? I don't think let's see, do I need to return anything back? No, because I'm going to be using the game ID, the game plan ID of the game plan provided. I'm going to have to do a stop on here. Consult game plan, no, fetch game plan. I'm going to fetch game plan. I got to see what this is returning. So we're going to pass a user ID in, which is fine, because we're going to go look up the token. That's just for the first one. I'm going to have to do a special fetch game plan at some point. So if I fetch game plan, how come it returns? Oh, that's the active user. That's not the call. I need this one. I already know it's returning a user. We're going to get the game plan based on that. And then the game plan that's returned should have the ID in it. Game plan. Game plan ID. Oh, I get tired. I should probably go to bed. I will in a few minutes here. Space. Would I like to go to space? I don't know. I think it'd be kind of cool, I guess, if I trusted it. Well, it's going to the auto mod because you're probably putting in stuff that it doesn't like. Stop using stuff it doesn't like. coding is boring. I mean, not for the coder. It's boring for those watching it. I mean, really. If I was doing cool stuff like more UI stuff, I think people who are doing UI people find very interesting because it's you get there's a visual feedback as to what's going on. Coding like I'm doing right now, the back end stuff that I'm doing, it takes a special person to enjoy that. So yeah, my streams aren't going to do well. I'm hoping once I get enough of this back end stuff done, I'll be spending most of my time in the UI, plugging it all in. Then I might start getting a few more followers as I start making more and more UI progress. But I got to get all the back end stuff working because reality is without the back end, the front end's worthless. So. I'm really yawning a lot. Situation. There it is, game plan. Okay, so we're gonna have get game plan. Now I gotta see what the data looks like when it comes back. So that means Alright, we'll do that. Alright, so we will go back here. I think that'll probably still go through. Alright, so I got my game situations, but I do not have I have situations, but I don't have IDs. I'm gonna need a game ID, because I'm not gonna be able to, this might still load, but I won't be able to save it without the ID. So, yeah. Alright, so I need my game situation, my game plan to return with, so what is the response? Data is a bunch of game situations. So it's get game plan, get game plan request. Get game plan request. I don't have a response object? What's it returning then? Oh, it is a game plan. How come the game plan is not got an ID then? Game plan. Oh, here we go. Get game plan. Returns a game plan. Alright, so if I have a get, so if I go to the gateway, and go to game plan, and then we have get game plan, and then we have to return get game plan. What is the return or response? It's a PB game plan. It is there. So what is going on? Why is it not in there? It is returning a game plan. Alright, let's go here. Games. It has game situations, but does not have the ID. Alright, let's go over here and find out what's going on. At workspace. When I do a fetch on the game plan from the front end code. I am noticing that the returned response has all the game situations, but I don't see the game plan ID. Should be that will be needed to save game plan. I think it's not returning it. What about you, man? You want to go to space? Pow, straight to the moon? I'll send you one of these days, Alice. Pow, straight to the moon. You know, I've never, ever, ever seen an episode of that show. I just know it's referenced a lot, and I've seen a lot of, it just pops up on things. It used to be, people get mad at shows, old shows. Oh, this is a stupid show talking about wife abuse. It's like, oh my gosh. He never hit her. He just joked that he would. You fetch a game plan from the response with the game session with the game plan ID isn't being properly turned the ID. Save and changes back to the server. The issue is in the game plan. When you call a game plan client, ID to the service, but that ID isn't being properly retained in response. That sends back. You need to ensure that the game plan ID for the request is included in the response. Here's how to modify your get game plan handler. Where am I? Ensure the game plan ID is set in the response. Well, that's fine, but so I send it in. We have get game plan. I think the question isn't whether or not I'm setting it, it's like whether or not I'm actually getting it. It's get game plan on the get game plan client. Is it actually even there is the question. Well, it probably would help if this thing wasn't broken. Probably not going to let me do a primitive. That's probably part of the problem. Game plan ID on this code is bad. Is the problem that it is using a primitive? I'm going to have to do it. I think what the problem is, I need a game plan response. I don't have a game plan response or get game plan response. And I probably need to create one and use that. I'd be willing to bet that's what I need. This would be like get game plan, like response, and then this would be like get I don't want it. What do you mean create a, what the heck are you updating that file for? That's not even the right thing. What are you looking at? What? I hate it when I ask it about a problem and No, let's stay focused on what I'm asking about, man. I don't want to worry about that. I know. Get game plan has errors regarding the game plan ID. Is there an issue with use of the primitive type seeing as this function is called through the gateway? Oh, this is using get game plan. Oh no, it's not. Get game plan is right here. That is a get game plan request. Why don't I just pass that in? Get game plan data release. However, then we look at how the function is called from the game plan go. It seems there's a mismatch in field expectations. The get game plan protocol definition uses game plan ID field, but you're oh, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna need to change that. I need to stop trying to use the user ID in the game plan, which means changing. Because my game plan does not need to have any more user ID in it. So I need to go to the situations and control F. We go user ID. Does that exist anywhere? Nope, doesn't even exist here. So user is not even a thing? Huh. Why would it be? It's stupid to have it in here. That's why we don't have it in here. Because it's just a bunch of situations. Save game plan data. Game plan data. Get new game situations. Game plan. Game situations. Where is game plan held? Is game plan being passed in and held? Game plan is being passed in and it's being held in the response object. Huh. Okay. Don't know why. But here's the game plan. So save game plan. Situations. Huh. All right, off to bed for me. I'll figure this out